Primaries by political parties to pick candidates for the 2023 elections have begun, and so are the accompanying intrigues and crises. The All Progressive Congress (APC) in states like Rivers, Benue, Oyo, and Sokoto are facing crises arising from last week's election of delegates of governorship primaries holding on Thursday. Many party leaders and aspirants are alleging that that elections were not held, but delegates were just handpicked by rival groups. Meanwhile, the Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has urged the party's National Working Committee, NWC, to cancel the House of Assembly, House of Representative primaries of Sunday in the states. Addressing newsmen in company of other executives of the party, governorship aspirants and party leaders in Ikeja, the PDP chairman in the state, Phillips Aivoji, said the ad hoc delegates list brought by the electoral committees for both primaries was compromised. Let's share the story with you.
As the 2023 general elections get closer, the Independent National Electoral Commission have said all political parties must submit their candidate lists before the 3rd of June. But for PDP Lagos, they met a roadblock as the State Executive Committee rejects the ad hoc delegate list brought by the Electoral Committee to the state for the purpose of conducting the House of Assembly and of Representative elections. While addressing party faithfuls and journalists in Lagos, the chairman of the party in the state said the ad hoc list that emanated from the state and submitted to INEC is completely different from the one brought by the committee for the purpose of the exercise.
Position of the constitution of the party and the guideline, the election committee came into the state with list of venues already chosen electoral officers. This is the responsibility of the state ESCO and therefore totally unacceptable.
They also called for outright cancellation of the primary.
Therefore call for outright cancellation of the entire exercise. We will not only jeopardize the chances of the party at the polls, it will also lead to plethora litigation afterwards.
One of the aspirants contesting for the House of Representatives in Etiosa local government reacted to the cancellation by the state executive.
We are very positive that an election will hold, because any attempt to say that an election will not hold or cancel an election because of your personal interest will mean that we will not have a candidate for PDP. So it is very critical that as party men we stay the party line. Unity is what we're preaching. Most of us that are aspirants have invested time, resources in this process, and Nigeria is ready for rescue.
For now, it is uncertain when the Lagos State PDP will conduct the primary for the respective positions. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
Julie, it's the week is going to be long and very interesting for both all the political parties.
They are behaving true to type. If we didn't see this kind of crisis during those primaries, I would have felt that Nigerian politicians have completely turned a new leaf. Yeah. But all of what we are reading, it just shows that the Nigerian politician remains
ensure that the system
is true self. He has not changed. They are going to skew the system in their own favor. Look at in Rivers, Magnus Abbey.
It was like another.
I'm not. They were firing guns at themselves, and they are saying,
"Oh, old crisis."
They are complaining. No, because they did not resolve the crisis
at all.
Wamako and Gada in Sokoto, the crisis was not resolved, and some of these crises date back to 2015.
Yes.
They were not resolved. So what do you then expect? By the time they come for primaries, either group will be struggling to gain upper hand over the other, and they will use crooked means. A situation in which even the leadership of the party at the national level will be siding a particular group in a state to the point of changing lists, and the list that you have changed will not reflect what transpired during the World Congresses, where elections were held and all that. It's very shameful that our politicians still remain like this. Just look at all of those states where we had crisis in the APC, Oyo, even Benue.
Yeah.
Benue, where they are not even sure that they will win the election. Look at what they are doing to themselves. They are still bringing fake delegate lists because they assume that they want to. So I just don't understand. If you can't come together to conduct primaries that are not rancorous, to bring the right people, how are you going to win the election? How are you going to win the election? This is where it starts. By the time some people feel bitter now, they will go and work for the enemy.
Yeah.
That's what usually happens in this party, APC especially. That of PDP in Lagos, I'm not surprised. Look at Folani and Adelabu in Oyo. They found it difficult to resolve their dispute.
Because, again, we are still going to be getting complaints from what happened today. The primaries were conducted across
Of course.
the country
will
today.
continue up till the very last minute. And lack of ideas or lack of the decision to resolve those matters are what is leading to what we are having all over the place. Now, Benue, Oyo, Rivers, and the rest of them, it is that internal problem. We must not forget the problem of APC in Rivers is not PDP or Wike. It is the problem of the party itself. Because they have not been able to resolve. Exactly. Self-inflicted. They have not been able to resolve among
between
themselves.
and
Who is going
former
to
Minister of
be
Transport.
who is going to be our candidate? Let us all bury our pride. Let us all bury our differences. Let us work for the benefit of the party. The ultimate goal is that if you become the candidate of the party, there is the likelihood that there will be bandwagon effect, that people will vote for you. So you must struggle and do everything possible to make sure you are the candidate. And that is the problem.
I see them losing some states because, to litigation, not because they don't have the capability to win on the electoral field, but they will just go to court and endless court cases till after the election, and the court will just take their decision, and they will do something like Zamfara states again.
The politician is too selfish to change his bad ways. The Nigerian politician is too selfish to change his bad ways. And every electoral season, we see this kind of things happening. Conflict resolution mechanism is non-existent. May Malabuni has simply passed some of the crises that he inherited. He has passed it to the old man, who is the chairman now. That look, go and be grappling with it. They couldn't resolve it in Kano. They went as far as Supreme Court. Ganduje claimed victory in the Supreme Court. He clinched victory. The other people, having lost at the Supreme Court, they felt vulnerable. Is at that point that the party leadership should have come in to say, look, you are back from court. Let us see ourselves as one. They didn't come in. Today, Shekarau has left the party. And whichever way we want to look at it, that is a minus. The party is weakened by that. There's no doubt about it. So, and it's like that in other places too. Did they resolve Amechi and Magnus? After all these years, they refused to resolve them.
They have not.
For 2015.
Gada and Wamako in Sokoto, they did not resolve it. It's still there. And many chapters like that.
Olayinka Oyegbule.